here at Vidiots Odyssey. We've waited a long time to show this movie, you guys. Is anybody's first time here? Raise your hand for me. Yeah, no, you're here all the time. Okay, welcome new people. Those who did not raise their hands, welcome back. These are the people who make sure that this incredible 60,000 title video store and almost 100-year-old movie theater still exists and came back to life in the 2020s. So give them a round of applause. For those who have not heard me say this 14,000 times, we are indeed a 501c3 arts nonprofit here in Eagle Rock. We are also the video store. And when we took over this building in October 2019, with the intention of major renovation and then reopening it as the epic nonprofit that it was for 30 plus years in Santa Monica, we didn't know that a massive pandemic was going to hit and that everything was going to get really, really hard. During that time, there were a lot of people, and many of you actually in this audience, who seemed to sort of swoop down from the heavens and say, hey, I really care about what you're doing. This really means a lot to us, and we wanted to see that it actually happens, which let me tell you that phase was taking a risk. Whether or not they knew it was taking a risk, it was. The Golden Globe Foundation was one, so I want to thank the Golden Globe Foundation if any of our friends from there are here. And then many what we call founding members. Founding members are donors that come in at a $5,000 or above level. They come in and they are the lifeblood of the organization. We are still welcoming founding members if anybody feels they are in that position. And one of them was our friend Mark Laidlaw, who this is the reason why we held on showing this masterpiece of cinema, because when we asked Mark what the number one movie he wanted to see here was, this was it, and his list was good. Your list was good, Mark. But also Mark was like a constant source of encouragement and saw this room when it was literally rubble. Now I get to introduce him and welcome him in front of this beautiful screen.
Hey everybody, she just took all the first paragraph that I didn't know the numbers for nonprofit work anyway. Okay, as Maggie mentioned, I'm a founding member, partly because I grew up here. This was my childhood movie theater. I walked by here every day on my way down Eagle Rock Elementary. I used to buy candy and odd rod trading cards where the micro theater is now. There's a candy store there. Some of my early movie memories were formed here. Like the first one I remember was Abbott Costello meets Frankenstein. And I have a weird memory that there was a balcony, which there never was. Candy being thrown at kids' heads and people flying off balconies and stuff. So that was all just in my imagination. But so we moved from Eagle Rock in 1970, and the theater went dark a few years after that. But I always told people about it, and of course all my early movie memories took place here. And as Maggie mentioned, when I moved back here in 2020, and I found they were restoring and reimagining the Eagle, I couldn't help but get involved. And it was just amazing. The first time I came in here, there was like trenches across the floor, it was dirt and rubble, and the weird thing was, usually when you go back to a place you remember as a kid, everything's smaller. This was way bigger than I remember. And it was just incredible, always been an incredible experience. Vidiots is doing great things with the community, of course, as you who are already members know. And when I was involved as a member, I kind of thought maybe someday I'll get to introduce a movie there. And I figured it'd be something like, I wrote an essay for the Vidiots Foundation. It was about all the movies I remembered seeing here as a kid. And there were some terrible movies. And I always figured I'd be asked to introduce one of those. Like, Dad, Poor Dad, Mom Was Hung You in the Closet, and I feel feeling so sad. A movie that I feel like maybe I'm the only person who ever saw. Maybe the only one who ever saw it here and is still alive. That way. It never occurred to me that I would get to introduce my favorite movie and, what I think is the best movie. And although I think that might be an opinion that's shared now, at the time, well, to show you what a 2001 nerd I am, I've had this book, The Making of 2001, since about 1971. So I just wanted to read a couple quotes in here. Let's start with Pauline Kael.
Do you need help?
Oh no. It's a monumentally unimaginative movie. Another one I love. This is from an interview with Ray Bradbury. Unfortunately, there are no well-directed scenes. But we did, among the naysayers, I thought this line was great. This film is as exciting as the discovery of a new dimension in life. That's it for me. I think so when we lived here, when the movie came out, I would say I lived here until 1970, but somehow I never saw 2001 in this theater. I saw it in my aunt's pickup truck at a drive-in at any point. It's so weird to me that it came and went because I was obsessed with 2001 when I was a kid. I was always asking adults to do the math for me, like how long to lap? How long to 2001? And in the distant future, and now it's receding into the past. So this is the first time I'm seeing it here. It's the first time anybody's seen it in the restored Eagle, unless there's somebody here who snuck in back in 1968. I think we're all seeing it here for the first time. I'm really excited to be here with all of you seeing it together. Thanks very much.